by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Adam here, and you're about to listen to a hypnosis session all about recovering after a breakdown. And I was working with a client that had been hospitalized for mental health issues, specifically relating to something called psychosis, where you start to not be able to differentiate between reality and what your perception is. And this particular client had gone through a period of making certain decisions that were built on trusting certain people that maybe they shouldn't, trying certain things that in hindsight they wouldn't. And as a result of that, it led them down a path where they had certain choices taken away from them. They were hospitalized, had to spend time in certain places, and couldn't access some of the people that they love for a period of time. Now, they were out of that situation. I don't work with people currently experiencing psychosis, but this client clearly wasn't in that place anymore. But they had had a breakdown. They had had what was diagnosed as psychosis for a period of time. The issue was no longer the psychosis. It was feelings of shame, feelings of guilt, feelings of hopelessness, and a lot of regret from those decisions. And that's very understandable, because when life takes you on a certain path, if that's distressing and traumatic and you lose certain things that's valuable for you, it's natural to kind of feel the weight of those emotions. But that doesn't necessarily serve you going forward. There is a need sometimes to accept what has happened, and then to build from that. And sometimes it's helpful to think of things like a forest fire. I'm in the UK. One of the ironically best things to have happened to London was the Great Fire of London. London was a dirty city full of rats and full of poor quality buildings and very, very dangerous alleys. Now, nobody wanted the Great Fire of London. People died. There was lots of damage. But the aftermath of that was a new city could be built. And I think forest fires and kind of destructive things that are then followed by something powerful and positive can be a really helpful metaphor for going through a breakdown. Because if the breakdown enables a reset, a reevaluation of life's priorities and what's valuable, and you can extract all of the wisdom from the past, it can actually be a platform to build something better than ever before. And that's certainly a more useful narrative than the narrative that most people give some kind of breakdown, and that is that they are broken, that if they've broken down, they are worth less than they were before, and that's not an empowering narrative. So this is a session all about hope, wisdom, discernment, and optimism. So if you've experienced a breakdown, if you've experienced a really tough time and you've got to a very low place, you can't trust your judgment, because when you've got that lack of the positive neurotransmitters, there's a lack of serotonin and oxytocin, your judgment as to what your future is going to be like can't be trusted. But when things improve and you get more of those positive neurotransmitters and you get more joy and happiness and gratitude and feelings of fulfillment, well then how you think of the future changes radically. So I would encourage you, if you've gone through a tough time and you're feeling low, enter this hypnosis session with an open mind and start believing that things not only can get better, but will get better if you can extract all of the wisdom from the past and start acting as if things will get better and acting in accordance with that. This session was created for an individual client. Some of the suggestions are specific for them. They may not be relevant for you. So if you do like the idea of either working with me over multiple sessions or just a single session, there will be a link in the description where you can book that free consultation call over Zoom. For now, though, find a quiet, comfortable place, ideally the kind of place where you're not going to be disturbed, for about 20 minutes or so. Relax and enjoy the session. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe in a feeling of quiet confidence, and as you exhale, set the intention to release any insecurities, any guilt, any shame. Just allow it to leave your body as you breathe out. And as you breathe in and breathe out, allow each breath to become deeper, longer, breathing in more and exhaling. And I want you to think that if hope had a color, what color would it be? You don't have to consciously think. Allow your intuition to create that color for you. Make it bright, vibrant. And as you breathe in, imagine breathing in that color of hope in through your nose, into your lungs. And just imagine your heart harnessing that hope and distributing it to every cell in your body. And just imagine that hope going wherever it feels like it's needed most. Maybe in your head, your heart, other parts of your body. And as you exhale, release any shame, any guilt, any regrets. Just allow them to leave your body. Imagine them as a grey, dark shadow. Breathing in hope and releasing anything that is weighing you down. That's it. And the deeper you breathe, the more hope you breathe in. And the longer you breathe out, the more you're releasing anything that isn't serving you. As you consider this an emotional transfusion, melting away those blocks, those hindrances, those things that are getting in the way of living life on your terms. Breathing in what you need and exhaling what you don't. That's it. And the deeper you breathe, the more relaxed you become. And the more relaxed you become, the deeper you breathe. That's it. And I want you to imagine a place from your past that reminds you of times when you felt great, optimistic, positive. No people around, just the place. And I wonder if you could imagine floating back to that place. You know logically that your body is where it is. But when you dream, you can be anywhere. And now you can be anywhere too. So imagine being in that place where you felt safe, optimistic, calm and relaxed. In a good place. And just imagine a comfy chair in that place. Imagine sinking into that chair and just allow the muscles of your body to relax even more. Any thoughts of your mind can begin to settle, just like snowflakes in a snow globe that's finally been set down. That's it. And you might imagine that snow globe. All the snowflakes there, settling, resting, going down to their natural place. That's it. And as the stillness returns, you can drift a little deeper inside to that quiet space within you, where understanding begins to amplify. And I want you to get a feeling as to what it would be like to have been on a journey. In fact, you could imagine a pathway. Imagine that pathway, and you're standing on a path, a winding path through a forest after a storm. The air is fresh, and the ground is soft beneath your feet. And though there are broken branches and fallen leaves, there's also new life sprouting everywhere you look. Tiny shoots of green pushing through the soil, as if the earth itself knows how to heal. And whether it's a violent storm or even a forest fire, nature resets, recalibrates. And when the difficulties are over, things start to renew. So imagine walking forwards on that path now. And with every step you take along that path, feel yourself walking forward. Forward towards peace, towards meaning, towards hope, toward a brighter horizon that was always meant for you. And maybe there was a time, not so long ago, where your mind took you to places you never intended to go. And it may have felt strange, unsettling, scary even, like Icarus flying too close to the sun, or even like you're falling in a dream. But even that experience, in its chaos and confusion, what if that was part of your inner workings learning journey? Sometimes the mind doesn't break. It breaks open. And through that opening, light can enter in ways it never could before. And I want you to think back to that time, but look at it from a position of learning. Observe that period in your life through new eyes. Your job is not to judge, but to extract wisdom. And I want you to imagine that past almost like a timeline of events. And you can visit certain key people you met, key decisions you took. Observe what happened without judgment, just to extract wisdom. What if all of those things didn't happen to you, but for you? Is it not the case that you're wiser now than you were before? Is it not the case that you're more discerning now than you were before? In which case, there is no need for shame, regret, or guilt, because the function of those emotions is not to punish you, but to influence your future. So visit key things that changed the trajectory, that led to a place where you didn't want to be, through the eyes of what could I have done differently, and what would I do differently if I were back in that same situation now? And as you think that through, Maybe there's certain people you wouldn't have formed friendships or relationships with. Certain things you wouldn't have consumed, experienced, or done. And you may know that now. You just didn't know that then. And that's where the wisdom comes in. Because if you're wiser now, more discerning now, then even something traumatic or unpleasant can still have utility. They say there is treasure in the trauma, and I want you to extract every bit of gold dust from that moment. Extract all the value. Not to be perfect, but to make progress, to feel more resilient, more prepared, more discerning for the future. Because that chapter, that period of your life, staying in places you didn't want to be, long nights or difficult days, were not a sign of weakness or failure. What if they were evidence of your strength, your sensitivity, your desire to be trusting, to be experimental, your very depth of experience? But now, looking back with wiser eyes, you can begin to recognize that the choices you made, people, substances, paths you trusted, all contributed to what now seems like a mistake, something undesirable. But they do not define you. Life gives lessons, and they were lessons, perhaps intense, accelerated lessons that have given you insight few people ever gain. Many people try to help others from a position of second-hand knowledge, but you've glimpsed the edge of reality and come back stronger. You came face to face with the abyss, but not beyond it. And you are more aware of your power and the sacred responsibility that comes with it. So imagine now, holding that old version of you in your mind's eye, the one that struggled and lost their footing for a while. And you can send them compassion, understanding, and gratitude, because that version of you escaped the pull of the abyss, came back from the brink of that black hole. You survived it, and that version of you got you through the storm and made it possible for this version of you to exist. Wiser, steadier, grounded in the present. And you might even think of your mind like a powerful instrument, a deep ocean, vast and mysterious. And now, you've learned how to navigate its depths. You know where the currents are strong and how to steer your ship with purpose. As you remain on that path, continuing to walk forward, I want you to imagine your future unfolding like a sunrise, each day a little brighter than the last, where you can wake each morning with a quiet sense of ever-increasing purpose, a spark of curiosity for what this day might hold. Don't be surprised if you notice yourself smiling more often, in a mirror or reflection in a shop window. Not because everything is perfect, but because you have accepted the past, are at peace with your journey, and optimistic of continued progress. Don't be surprised if you begin to attract those people who see your value, that you attract work that fulfills you, and attract opportunities that match the person you've become and are becoming. What if you give a vote of confidence in the person that you're becoming? If the person of you that has got through this does certain things, then set yourself challenges to do those things. Small, incremental, tiny steps, small decisions that build a stronger and stronger foundation under your feet. I want you to get a feeling that when you lose hope, even for a while, you can't know what the future has in store. Therefore, make decisions as if your future gets better and better. And each decision, each action creates more of those wonderful things that let you know you're making even more progress. And as weeks turn into months, you can look back and realize how far you've come, how much lighter, calmer, and more hopeful you feel. And what if that difficult chapter, that daunting period, was not the end of your story? It was the prologue to your awakening. And I want you to think of just one powerful thing that, when that happens in your future, will be a milestone of progress, a significant thing that lets you know you're moving in the right direction. And just imagine that now, initially seeing yourself like you're someone else, but see that future version of you with the positivity, energy, and smiles of your past, but also tempered with the wisdom, the grounding, the experience of what you've gone through. The goal is not to become who you were. It's to become better than you were. The energy and joy of your past, but also the wisdom of your experience. I want you to get a sense that you can step into that future, feel how it would feel as if you were living that future now, starting to feel that you are priming your mind to reawaken those neural pathways that can hope, that can believe, that can trust in your abilities to make things better than ever before. It's time to leave this forest path in your imagination and return to the present. But in doing so, take wonderful new ideas, wisdom, resources, all the way back with you. Realizing that this has been a journey within your imagination, a journey of thoughts within thoughts, ideas within ideas, and dreams within dreams. But now, take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Just wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, connect and calibrate into the here and the now. As I now count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. You will awaken feeling more optimistic, having released any shame or guilt, and feeling a sense of hope for the future. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake. Thank you so much for joining me on today's episode of The Hypnotist. If you've enjoyed this episode or got some value from it, please give it a 5-star rating and review. And maybe you know someone that would also benefit from this particular episode, in which case share the episode with them so they can also get the benefit too. And if you would like to listen to this episode where it's just the hypnosis, so no intro, no outro, no explanation, just the hypnosis and completely ad-free, there will be a link in the description where you can subscribe at a very low cost and only get access to the hypnosis. So if that's of interest, please check that out. Thank you again for being a regular listener of The Hypnotist, and I'll see you again soon for more.